Hello everybody, Tyranno here, and welcome to the Dance of Dragons dev server. And for this first episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new American T1E190 heavy tank, which is going to be coming to the American tech tree at rank 3, battle rating 5.7, between the 75mm Jumbo and the 76mm Jumbo. So for those of you who are already familiar with this tank, it is basically the regular T1E1, but it's been given a new 90mm cannon and the gun stabilizer has been removed. On the initial version, it has a vertical gun stabilizer, and the reload rate is now 9.7 seconds versus 7.6 seconds for the initial variant. So if we look at the ammunition types, so you still got your 37mm gun, that's got the same ammunition types, but the 90mm gun is a lot more powerful. So at 500 meters, it does 148mm penetration at 0 degrees to 59mm at 60 degrees. And you've also got access to the M82 APC-BC shell, so that's got explosive filler and is a little bit more powerful. And you've also got your HE and your smoke shells. And you've got 3 50 cals, 2 in the bow and then 1 on the roof. And then other than that, the rest of it is basically the same. The armour is the same. I know there was some speculation they could have improved the armour, but Gaijin have chosen not to. Maybe they'll change that later on in the dev server. We'll have to see how that pans out. Still got your crew of 6 within the tank, and you've got your excellent transmission, which gives you a top speed of 23.1 miles per hour forwards and backwards, and that's on 6 gears. And you've also got your standard camouflage types. So we'll take this out for a very quick test drive just to see how it performs. We've just spawned in, we'll test out the guns first. So we've got our 37mm, which works about as expected. It's not going to be as useful in the higher tiers, of course, but having a extra gun, even if you just put it HE only and just use it for soft skin vehicles, it leaves your 90mm gun for the hard targets. We'll test it out with the see how the gun stabilizer or lack of gun stabilizer affects it. And while it's not as steady, it's not particularly the worst gun platform in the world either. See if we can get a shot on this Panzer IV. And you'll be able to see the top speed going backwards is the same as going forward, so very good for ambush situations, getting around corners or getting back round corners. Good for getting you out of a few tight spots. And you've got your machine guns, you've got your 2 in the hole, 1 on the roof, so good for soft skin vehicles and for enemy aircraft. Does seem to be struggling against the Panther a little bit. It's really annoying. I wasn't recording earlier, but I was doing a test drive and I managed to get a 37mm on the Panther mantlet and it bounced into the hole, but I've not been able to repeat that since then, unfortunately. But yeah, it does seem to struggle a little bit, and you can see the zoom isn't the best in the world either. I managed to get the commander that time through the mantlet, so you can do some damage, but it's not a sure fire thing. And just take out the Panzer II quick. And there's the driver view. We'll take this back to the hangar. And yeah, so that is the T1E190. And I'm kind of surprised this is going to be 5.7. So this is going to be the same as the 75mm Jumbo. So this is going to be a good alternative. I thought they might put it in at 6.0 like with the M4 T26. But for whatever reason, they've decided to put it in at 5.7. And it's a rank 3 vehicle, so you won't be able to research any higher tiers than rank 4. But I'm not sure how much that's going to affect people. And yeah, this seems like a very good vehicle. It is a straight-up upgrade from the previous T1E1. The only downside is losing that gun stabilizer and the slightly longer reload rate. But yeah, other than that, it's basically just a straight upgrade, and I think this will be a fairly effective tank, and it'll be a good alternative heavy tank at 5.7 for those of you who maybe don't like playing with the 75mm Jumbo. Anyway, that was just a quick look at the T1E190. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.